Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today I wanted to count down the top 5 most realistic looking cars in Grand Theft Auto Online. Basically, this list is just going to be what I feel like are some of the most realistic looking cars in Grand Theft Auto Online compared to their real life counterparts. Anyway guys, let's hop right in to number 5. Alright guys, starting off at number 5, you already know it, we had to go with the Coquette D10. This thing literally is so close to resembling the real life Corvette C8 that I don't know how Rockstar didn't get in trouble for copyright infringement. This thing is literally so close, it's so accurate to the real life car, it's pretty unreal. Now the D10 is actually a really cool car in Grand Theft Auto Online 2. It has an absolute ton of customization that you can do to this thing to make it more your own. You can make this thing very unique. You can go with a really realistic look, or you can go with an extreme, kind of crazy look for the car. I've sort of gone with a more realistic looking version of the car, and I personally really like it. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for number 5. Let's hop right into number 4. Alright guys, next up at number 4 we have the Albany VSTR. Now this thing very closely resembles the real life Cadillac CTS-V. Rockstar, again, I don't know how they get away with this, but this is pure copyright infringement, I swear. I absolutely love the look of this thing. It has a decent amount of customization options where you can make this thing a little bit more subtle, or you can make it a little bit more aggressive like I have my car. Obviously, it's not as aggressive as it could be. There are more options for this thing that you could basically turn this thing into a full-blown race car. However, I've gone for a more, medium build, if you will. The VSTR is also one of the better sounding cars in Grand Theft Auto Online, and it also has very decent performance. Not only that, but it is a 4-seater, of course, so you can actually drive around with 3 of your friends in the car if you need to. But overall, I definitely feel like this thing is deserving of being on this list. It has got to be one of the most realistic looking cars in Grand Theft Auto Online. That's for sure. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for number 4. Let's move right into number 3. Alright guys, and at number 3 we have the Pfister Astron. Now this thing is based off of a Porsche Macan Turbo in real life, and honestly, again, similar to the last 2, I don't know how Rockstar got away with this pure copyright infringement. This thing literally looks so close to the real life version, especially in the front. I must say, towards the back, maybe not so much, but I feel like the front makes up for it. Like, from the front, like, what other car could that be? I mean, you could maybe argue, like, it kind of looks like an Audi Q5, but I personally don't really think so. This thing just screams Macan Turbo to me. Now, the car is actually really good, especially as far as SUVs go. I think it is probably one of the fastest in the game. I don't know for sure, but I do believe that it is. It has a very cool exhaust note as well. I thought that was something that I should definitely point out to you guys. The car also has plenty of customization features, so you can change it up to make it look exactly how you want to. You could probably make this thing look like a top-of-the-line Porsche Macan Turbo, or maybe a bottom-of-the-line sorta, or mid-tier, sorta just regular Porsche Macan. It's very cool with all the options that you can actually do to this thing. There are many different looks that you can achieve, that's for sure. Anyway guys, I think that's pretty much it for this one. Let's move on to number 2. Alright guys, and at number 2, we have the ENUS Jubilee. Now of course the Jubilee is based off of the ROLLS ROYCE CULLINAN in real life, which is a very cool SUV, a very luxurious SUV. And the in-game version is an exception to that. On the outside, this thing looks absolutely incredible. I love how it looks. Could not honestly be better. I mean, there's literally no complaints that I actually have about the outside look of this vehicle. However, the only problem with the ENUS Jubilee is that the interior is not very good at all. The interior literally looks like it came out of a DRE Landstalker, which I'm actually pretty sure this thing shares the interior with the DRE Landstalker. It looks absolutely horrible, which is a real shame, because I really wanted to like this car, and I know a lot of the community did, but the interior is just a real shame. However, I'm not going to go on about it. It sucks, but that's really, there's nothing we can do about it, right? Now, as far as the actual performance of this thing, it is quite a quick vehicle. As far as SUVs go, I'm not sure where it actually stacks up against the other SUVs, but I do feel like it is one of the faster SUVs in the game. It has very, very good handling, especially for its size and for its weight. I am very impressed with this thing's performance overall. I don't really think you can go wrong buying a Jubilee unless you're an interior enthusiast, because this car will not do it for you, that's for sure. The interior sucks. But everything else about this car is pretty fantastic, and I would highly recommend picking this thing up if you guys have the money and you have the chance. It is a very, very cool car. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for number 2. Let's move right into number 1. Alright guys, and at number 1 we have the brand new Bravado Buffalo STX. Finally, we have a new Buffalo in Grand Theft Auto Online, and I can happily say that this thing does not disappoint. It looks very, very similar to the real-life newest generation Dodge Charger. I absolutely love how this thing looks. It has a ton of great customization features as well that you guys can go ahead put on your car to make it look exactly how you want. You can make it look like a basic Dodge Charger GT, or you can make it look like a Dodge Charger Hellcat. It is an absolutely sick vehicle, and I would highly, highly recommend picking this thing up, more so than any other vehicle on this list. This thing is fantastic. Rockstar knocked it out of the park with this. I don't care what anyone says. I've heard complaints that the tail lights don't look like the real one and stuff like that, but obviously they can't make it 100% accurate, but they got pretty damn close, I feel like. Anyway guys, let's hop inside this thing and let's actually take it for a little drive. Now it does sound really, really cool. And of course it is equipable with machine guns, which is, you know, just another added bonus. Now this thing is not going to be the fastest car in Grand Theft Auto Online, that is for sure. I don't actually know where this thing stacks up in its category. I believe it's in the sports car category, but I could be wrong. I would have thought, you know, maybe it should be a muscle car, but the old Bravado Buffalo is also a sports car, so I guess it kind of makes sense that it's in the sports category if it is. Now this thing actually does handle really, really well for a Dodge Charger. The Buffalo is pretty notorious for actually handling pretty decently. I mean, we all know that it's an actual muscle car pretty much, like literally the Charger is a muscle car, but in GTA, you know, we pretend that it's a sports car, so kind of weird if you ask me, but you know what, it's fine. Doesn't really matter what category they place this thing in, because when you're driving it in free mode, none of that really matters. The only thing that matters is just how this thing looks and how it drives. And it does both of those things really, really well. And the third most important thing is also how it looks. And like I said earlier, Rockstar knocked it out of the park with this thing. Anyway guys, I think that's pretty much it for number 1. Let me know what you thought of my video in the comments down below. Do you agree that these are some of the most realistic looking cars in the game? And if not, what do you think are some of the most realistic looking cars? Obviously it's the top 5, it is subjective. I can't place every car in the game on the top 5 list, it just doesn't work like that. But let me know if you want to see a part 2 to this, and what cars you would like to see in part 2. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.